have to laugh. No. But we reach here. So, let me try to focus on what I deal with. So, I don't think that the system, of course, a lot of things to be put in place still, and we observing to make sure and agitating to make sure that it is so, you know. But in terms of the recreational use, it has been happening, you know, and it continues to happen. So, and it ain't everybody who, with the medicinal use, as it is said. The recreational use is also medicinal, you know, because what people benefit from smoking the herb is also health. It's also good for the health, spiritual and physical health. Yeah? So that is medicinal. That is medicinal too. The recreational is a form of medicinal because of the benefits from the same. Are we still online?
Yes, we're listening. We're listening. We're listening.
So
you.
therefore, I mean, we can't have the cake and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
The use is out there. We're trying to cut down the same sound about in people's face. So we are creating spaces, and if the music festival, what they put in place is an example of that and a model for that, then let it be. Yeah, I don't think they are being contradicting. I don't think so at all.
Mm-hmm.
And let me finally say, you know.
Well, we're just saying that as it is right now. The legislation speaks to medicinal purposes, the use of marijuana for medicinal purposes. So it means the cultivation, it means the selling of it for medicinal purposes. At music festival, it is unlikely that persons would be there, the majority of use. And when the mention was made of 420, that they meant strictly medicinal purposes. So because that, even though it's there, the framework to me has not been established yet to produce medicinal marijuana. So it's more likely than not that it will be done for recreation. And I don't think, and yes, there are concerns about persons who say that, you know, these persons are smoking, the smoke is going to affect them. So you have to balance that. But in the same light, even the recreational use of it has not been given the legislative go-ahead. And so we are saying that legislative framework should be in place to see what are the parameters and to give and to allow the minister to do what she says she's going to do.
Yes, indeed, I agree. Well, we are waiting legislation to set as it ought to set, and it got to happen because, you know, the process has been started and it have to continue on its way. As I said before, you know, the recreational use also have a touch of medicinal use to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah? So therefore, I mean, it's not inseparable to us. Food is medicine, medicine is food, and it's the same thing with the herb. I mean, when one uses the herb, you know, we're not talking about the mixed down things, you know. We're not talking about the tree of life and tobacco and the tree of life and that and cigarette and the tree of life. We're talking about pure herb. When one become member, you know, our body, what I say about we have cannibal, you know, what I call it again, our bodies, you know, our temple, our good, that's why we term it the tree of life, you know, because the human being, body, the herb friendly, it is the tree of life friendly. Just like that. So when we use the herb, it enhances our analytical and physical, everything that does that. Yeah, so that's medicinal too. Because listen to me now. Me personally can tell you, right? If me have a headache, right? Me hardly get it. But if me have it's an ache, right? It's something I'm not at ease. And I use this herb, whether I smoke it, or whether I steam it, or whether I drink it, or whether I eat it. my headache disappears. So that's medicinal. I can just go on and on and on, making references of the medicinal connection, even when it is used recreationally. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
As a Rastafari herb in my sacrament, and the levels of benefits because of our sacramental connection with the herb. The levels of benefit, it's unbelievable. I was saying the other day that I can listen to, because we are astral beings, we are not just physical in this body that we're in, we were created by mystical powers. We are the most superb of all creations. I was saying the other day, I can listen, if a sound, I'm here in Basti, right? I'm not too far from you.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen to a sound. I'm not talking about a plane, even the smallest sound, from here all the way to Sandy Point.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, here in Basti, I just taking in that it passed, yeah?
Yes.
And I listen to it all when it reaches Sandy Point and going.
Yeah. Okay, you have some powerful ears.
The pardon?
So you have some powerful ears, sense of hearing.
We all have. We don't use them. Mm-hmm. Just like how we have the third eye, we're not using it, we're just using the two eye. We have third eye,
Mm-hmm.
You see, the third eye is the most powerful eye of the Blessed Lord.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hey, you gotta listen to the elder.
Yes.
Let's take a break. We have a break over here. I'm over here wrestling with trying to get this other camera to come up, because we have FRS coming up on Fireproof.
Yes.
So so let's take a quick break and we'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Give your car some TLC with CNC Auto Services Limited, located on the Bay Road Industrial Park, Bastille. We're your local agents for genuine Honda parts. Plus, we've got some sweet deals happening right now on suspension and brake parts, ignition coils, coolants, oils, and filters with tires priced at $188. We've also got car batteries at the crazy low price of $345. So don't wait until your car is in dire need. Stop at CNC Auto Services and Honda today. Telephone 465-9317. For some speedy service and some unbeatable prices, your ride will thank you.
Need more ways to win cash? Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery today. Spend as low as $1 on each game and you can become our next winner. Spend more and win up to $4,000 with Pick 3 or up to $40,000 with Pick 4. Visit thecaribbeanlottery.com for how to play and to see daily draw results. Remember, Pick 3 and Pick 4 each give you 12 chances daily to win. So join the winning team. Over $3 million EC dollars paid out in Pick 3 and Pick 4 so far this year. Play today at any Caribbean Lottery agent island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Well, it's 8:47, and
Yes.
we just had a surprise show up here. I'm wondering to what do we owe this honor? Delaware the lady just showed up,
Yes.
so I'm gonna probably have a good weekend now. So
something
Delaware,
about
what's up?
sports is going to be there.
Yeah, Delaware, what's up?
Yes, Delwyn. So Delwyn, Delwyn is the president of the St. Kitts Nevis Athletic Association, and he's here to speak with us this morning about what is happening in Nevis. He's here to and St. Kitts as well, because there are going to be some competitions going on. So he's going to be here to speak with us as it relates to that. So Delwyn. Tell us what's happening in sports over the weekend.
Right, so it is the club championships. St. Kitts and Nevis SKN Athletics is made up of 12 clubs
8 in St. Kitts, 4 in Nevis. And as such, every year we have what we call the club championships, where clubs vie for basically to see who is the best club in St. Kitts and Nevis. And this year we are traveling to Nevis for that competition. We try to alternate it. Last year we would have been in St. Kitts, and this year we travel up to Nevis for that competition. Right? Mm-hmm. And so we'll see a number of clubs, as I said, competing, vying for the club championships. This year we have introduced the under 11 and the under 13 category. We realized that over the last 2 years there has been an increased interest for parents and the younger athletes in track and field, and whereas before they would have had a significant drop-off after the inter-school and the Rams primary championships, but this year the athletes still have been engaged, still ongoing, and so on. And so we have seen them still training hard, and as such, these categories will be introduced for the club championships.
You spoke about the club championships, and you spoke about the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell us the name of these clubs?
Yeah, if I could recall off the top of my head, we have Pace Setters, which is in the Fairchilds area. Lonzo Wilkinson is the head coach of that club. They are the defending champions. We have Extreme Velocity Track Club. We have Fast Twitch Track Club. We have Gladiators Track Club, Titans Track Club, Over the Top Track Club, Platinum Track Club. Those are some that I could,
remember offhand.
Right.
So it's basically community groups.
They are stemmed from communities.
Mm-hmm.
We have different clubs in different areas. As I said, there's the Fast Twitch and Extreme Velocity that trains primarily at the Kim Collins Stadium. We have, as well as Platinum, we have Etonics, Over the Top. They train in the Sandy Point area. We have Pace Setters in the Fairchilds area. We have others in the Keon area, and similarly in Nevis, where I think most of the clubs perhaps train at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, but they stem from different groups and schools out of Nevis.
Could you tell us an idea of the age group of the persons in these clubs?
You're right. And so, for instance, the Extreme Velocity Track Club, they are primarily within the primary school age range, whereas a club like Fast Twitch, Pace Setters, they go from the primary school all the way up to the senior category. And so most of the clubs have a wide range of persons in terms of the ages, all the way up to the senior category. What we want to do is ensure that more of the primary school transitions into the high school, then transitions into the senior category. Over the years, we have seen a significant drop-off. One way we want to do that is to ensure that we get them that necessary scholarship that they can, now compete overseas. Because quite a number of them, a few of them are already back here on island because, school is on break. And they will be competing this weekend. And this will now lead into the national championships, which is June 10th and the 11th. The 10th will be in St. Kitts, and the 11th will be in Nevis. And that's the national championship where now more so the senior athletes and the under 20 athletes will now compete against each other to see who will be selected for our regional and international meets.
Okay.
Right?
This sounds interesting. Is it the first time that you guys are taking this initiative? Or has it been done before?
Yeah, it is the norm. Perhaps it has been a bit overshadowed. I mean, COVID would have, hampered some of that. But it has been always the norm where you compete at what we call nationals. And then, the top 2 per event or the top 4 in the 100 meters, for instance, will make up the pool for the 4x1. and similarly.
Okay,
like
so
that.
national isn't necessarily during the inter-school.
No.
Okay, so it's
Because-
a whole.
Right. So it comes later on because what we call the post-season, where you compete at the regional and the international level, is usually around July, August. And I think this is deliberate because, we're in the summer months, as well as athletes who are competing collegiately. Their season is now winding down or has come to an end in some instances. And now they are given the freedom now to leave school and come back home and compete. And that's not just here, St. Kitts. We're talking about whether it be Jamaica, Trinidad, wherever. Right? So all and World Athletics gives you a window in which you can have your national meets. And so you find that most of the national meets around the world basically will be around the June period.
And this competition, is it going to be free so persons could go in, or is there a small price?
It's a small contribution. For the meet this weekend is $10, and I suspect the national meet will be around the same, $10. And I said we're not trying to break the bank. Just I said a small contribution to offset whatever expenses, because we do have expenses, whether it be tent and water and
I mean, $10 is reasonable.
Very reasonable. Very
It's
reasonable. Yeah.
So I guess
that's what's happening in Nevis. Presently, we have 324 entries for this meet, and so we have 324 entries for this meet, and so you would understand that it is a major meet. It is a big meet, and so athletes are geared up and ready to compete against each other for the club championship.
So I'm assuming this meet will maybe go somewhere to maybe selecting people for the upcoming World Championships, maybe?
That's correct.
Okay.
Not the club championships, but the nationals.
Okay.
Right? The nationals is what we use to say, okay, these persons have qualified, or these persons are the top athletes who will represent us in the World Championships, and that will be held in Budapest, Hungary this year, later on this year.
August, right?
Right, August.
So, other than obviously we have to wait for nationals, but what prospects are you looking at? Who are some of the prospects you're looking at, both on the track and the field side, for the upcoming World Championships?
From a track standpoint,
some hopefuls that you think, man.
Actually, Nadel Bunting, who is the son of Richie Bunting, he has been competing very well on the collegiate circuit. He would have run some personal bests 2 weekends ago. He ran a very fast time in 20.43 in the 200 meters and 10:21 in the 100 meters. And so he is one to watch, definitely. Hopefully, it is a long shot, to be honest, but maybe we can get a 4x1 out there as well, joining him, because again we have some good crop of guys who are running fairly well.
Well, I know we have some hopefuls on the field side. I was reading about a javelin.
Well,
a javelin throw a few months ago.
Yeah, the javelin throw.
It's a junior guy, I think.
No, perhaps it's a junior girl in Jazaro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she's in the developing stages. She is one to watch, definitely, for the future. She would have thrown a personal best each time, seemingly every time she picks up a javelin, which is a good thing. I think her last competition, where they went to Venezuela, she would have thrown a personal best again. And so she's one to watch for the future once she gets her technique down and and all of that. I think
sounds like scholarship material. There.
She is scholarship material. Wow. At the Character Games, she was offered scholarships, and so I guess at the appropriate time, it will just be selecting which school she.
What's her age now currently?
She's
roughly
around 16.
Around 16.
Yeah, she's in fifth form.
Okay.
And so
I guess she has to finish high school first.
She finishes high school. Right. And as we all know, she's a multi-sport athlete. You know,
Yeah.
She's a
She was the
combined
one. Remember
event-
the
oh, I
remember
didn't
the young
realize
lady who had gotten the silver.
Yeah, but I didn't realize she was a multi eventer. I thought she was just a javelin thrower. That's
No.
No,
right.
no.
Oh,
She
okay.
she got DQ'd in the 800 meters.
Oh.
And if she hadn't got DQ'd in the 800 meters, she
Should have
would
been
have
second.
she would have been second.
Yeah.
But when I meant about multi-event, multi-sport, I meant that she got selected for the West Indies cricket team, and she's also the captain of the under-20 football team.
What?
So she's an athlete extraordinaire.
She's not a sabo. She's not a sabo then.
Yeah, so I mean, she has some decisions to
Wow.
make
Wow.
at the appropriate time in
Yeah.
terms of which direction.
She has a lot of options
Yeah.
available.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
That's some good athletic genes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and maybe some of each would have
Mm-hmm.
played a part into her being a multi-eventer.
Yes.
Because if you can play football, perhaps you're long-winded, and if you play cricket, you definitely can throw,
Yes.
and so that
Point.
go
Yeah.
into the javelin throw. So I mean,
I know one time you had a post about looking for somebody. I know you went to the Value Mats supermarket and then you made a post because you saw someone there and you
Yeah.
thought that they had the potential to do one of the sports. How is that going along?
it's going well. I mean,
Delwyn playing scout now.
Yes,
yes,
he's-
I was heavily scouted.
I
And-
just saw this post on the Facebook, on his Facebook page, saying if anyone knows this young man, he works at Value Mat, he's above this height, and and then
and we found him. And so he agreed, and we started training, getting some technique down, and it wasn't. And then some other guys, some other persons reached out to me. Hey, you need to check this person. You need to check that person. And at the end, we had about six new guys trying out the high jump, and they're progressing quite nicely. And not for this season, but over time, they are being patient as well, and the coach is being patient with them, knowing that, hey, these are some first timers.
And it's not gonna happen overnight.
Right? It's not. It's not unless you take some enhancers. But and we're not about that. So it will take some time, and as such, we have progressed.
Slightly on topic, but slightly off topic. On that, I was, I follow Ray and these guys, right?
Right.
And these other guys. Everybody's talking about someone who may have just been popped, but nobody wants to say who it is. You have any idea who it is? I was hearing what's his name? Parchment, and then I was hearing Cubby, and so I don't know what's going on.
I'm not certain. I saw it, but and then I think the post said that they haven't competed for the year as yet, and I started to wonder who could this be.
So it can't be Parchment then.
No, because Parchment I think competed, and he's competing sometime over the weekend or next weekend against the guy Holloway and the other Jamaican guy. So
I was wondering if he's what's his name, Omar
McCloud.
Yeah. Cause
my mind went on the female section. So
no, but it's not the female. 'Cause I even went in the comments and I said, why are you guys putting up Sherika and them in the thing? And we know it's not them. We know it's none of those three.
That's Twitter you went on?
Yeah?
That's Twitter?
No, YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
I
Okay.
said, well, y'all putting up Sherika. They're putting up picture. I hate when they do that. This clickbaity stuff. Because we know it's not none of those three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just trying to show you off.
I'm not, everybody's tight-lipped on that. I don't know if it's true even, but I guess in time we'll definitely find out.
But I heard Cubby twice, so I don't know if it's... And I don't think he's one for the year either. So
No.
that's the problem.
Mm-mm.
We're talking Greek too. We're talking.
To Azard.
No, I'm keeping up, man.
Because Azard is there. What are these guys talking about?
I know Sharika. Sharika is a US athlete, isn't her? Isn't she?
No.
No, Sharika Jackson. That's
Sharika Jackson.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
You're talking about Shikari.
Oh, he's thinking about Shakari. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's what he was thinking about.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And but I've heard that she's been doing well now.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, because I've seen some of the races, when you scroll through and so on. It seems like she has where she started, she was very boastful before.
No. Oh, you mean Sha'Carri?
Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
Oh, so you meant
Sha'Carri.
Sharika. Okay.
No, not Sha'Carri. Not
Okay.
yeah, not
That's
yeah.
Sharika, Sha'Carri.
That's my
Yes.
track and field wife, so you watch it.
Which
you watch
one,
your
the
mouth.
US or the Jamaica?
Sharika, you watch it. You watch your
Yeah,
mouth.
I'm talking about the US.
Okay. You can
Yeah.
say anything you want about her.
She was a bit boastful, but I see that she's now has improved to the point that she's winning the races that I saw her in.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Delwyn? That she seems to have turned her
Yeah, I mean,
her
she has
attitude.
toned it down
My
significantly.
God, I mean,
Yeah. Someone must have spoken to her.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and then you have a lot of money on the line to her.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
definitely.
with the sponsors. So.
Yeah, definitely.
She's been doing well. She's been
Yeah.
really doing well.
So let's bring it back home before we wrap up. It's 9:04. So Delwyn, once again, let the people know it's a long weekend.
Yes, a long weekend.
And I didn't even know we had a club championship, to be
Right,
honest.
right.
You didn't know Jamster?
No, I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so the club
So
champion-
Jamster didn't know, so.
So now you know. Knowing is half the battle. Right, so this weekend at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, 1 p.m. is the club championships. This is the most clubs we ever had at the club championships. The most athletes ever competing at the club championships. We're going up on Prince Devante at 10:30.
The party boat, what?
Right,
Whoa.
and so it should be a full house. Parents are going up, fans are going up with us, as well as we are inviting our sister island to come on out again as well and support all athletes, young athletes. We have under 11 athletes, so we'll be showcasing the under 11 athletes, the under 13 athletes, the under 16 athletes, and of course the senior athletes in all areas of the sport, high jump, long jump, javelin, you name it. It will be on show at the Nevis Athletic Stadium this Sunday, 1 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you, Delwyn, for coming into the studio. Thank you for giving us the information as to what the St. Kitts Nevis Athletic Association is doing over the weekend. I'm hoping that the event is going to be well attended, well supported, and, all the best to the athletes, the organizers, and, have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful celebration.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
I hope maybe later on in the summer, maybe around World Championships time and Diamond League, it would be nice to have someone come in and we talk about track and field, not just local, but Jamaica and
That'll be interesting.
that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
We
Of
could
course.
definitely set it up.
Yeah.
Like a nice Friday,
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, there's a big race coming up in, is that Rabat?
Rabat,
That's it?
right.
Yeah.
But I saw, what's his name, pull out?
Pull out, yeah, Marcel. Oceans pulled out.
Yeah.
Rick calls him Oceans.
Ocean.
As everybody calls him Oceans now.
That
Yes.
boy,
But on Twitter, I actually said chances are Marcel is going to pull it. And I said that, I think, last week.
Mhm.
And then yesterday when we posted that that he pulled out, I said, I knew it.
Yeah.
I
I don't
knew he
think he
was
have
gonna-
competed for the year.
No, he hasn't competed
he
for the
hasn't
year. I knew he was going to pull out somehow.
Yeah. I don't
Because
know.
none of those other guys are going to run. Run as in
Mhm.
going to avoid competition. I mean,
Yeah.
Trevor and all those other guys. I mean, those guys are game. I knew Marcel wasn't going to run.
Mhm.
Okay. So he's not running.
He's not running.
Okay.
Top boy, he got injured.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a break now, guys, and then get back to you.
Okay, it's 7 minutes after 9 o'clock. Island T, Delwyn, Delaney. Don't forget the big club track and field championships taking place in Nevis on the weekend. Something to do. The more you know.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Music's finest artists converge in Bastia from June 22nd to June 24th for the 25th hosting of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Hitting the festival main stage will be Skillybang, Chronix, Coffee, Byron Messiah, Anthony B, Governor, Romaine Virgo, TJ, Valiant. Grandmasters, Collision Band, Small X Band, New Vibes Band International, Mr. Bagdal, Akai You Sweet, Preedy, Guess the Band, Ricardo Drew, Patrice Roberts, Skinny Fabulous, Nyla Blackman, Status. Erica Edwards, 313 Family, Gramps Morgan, Nitra B, Ear Supply, Dexter Daps, and Burner Boy. It's the 25th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival from June 22nd to June 24th at Warner Park. An experience like no other. Tickets are now available at stkittsmusicfestival.com.
TDC for service, TDC for quality. TDC your company, TDC for service, TDC for quality. TDC your company. Together we succeed, building a strong community, pressing onward to one destiny, one love, one family. Together we succeed, let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
For those of us who haven't gotten it yet, that Monday is a holiday like myself, only until recently, I had a little joke here because today I already scheduled a program for Monday with, the inmates and, talking about, I did this Tuesday. Tuesday. And the person now, the one who's helping me organize, messaged me today and say, hey, Monday's a holiday. You forget? I'm like, oh yes, it is. When I told her that was further in the week. It's only until yesterday I really came to grasp that Monday is the holiday.
Don't feel bad. It's only yesterday. It's only yesterday I realized Monday was a holiday.
Yes. Yeah. So many things. I book in and I schedule in, and I'm like, and everyone say, it's a holiday, so you mean Tuesday. Yes.
Caller, you're on here. Go right ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, it's a burning issue.
Tell us your burning issue.
Of the place. About the cleanliness of the place, yeah. Right down there at the terminal, right? You have a place there, lady, that do some cooking. And she just let out the water in the drain and look like she don't even come and brush it up at morning time. The other day coming up there, I got to walk carefully because it look like I nearly slip in it. Right there at the bridge, so we need to keep our country clean, If you're doing business and you have the kind of condition, you come every morning and you brush it down.
Mm-hmm.
Not don't have it there look nasty. I also agree with the gentleman who was talking. I said that the way the place be, it get away, I don't know. Everybody going to about health at the end of the day. When you look nothing happening, our health system gone on the drain all down there by the terminal. I remember there's a health center man used to come down there, the manager. He used to come down and he observe. And you used to got to go with bars, tack. You try to clean up your bar on a Sunday. Yeah. Because he don't come true, Thursday, Friday, he come in and observing what's going on, and he will check out a lot of people who have the bars and so. And he really used to look decent. Now I see all kind of thing down there, like down there come like a market now. Kind of stupidness I say going on there, I don't understand. It's an area to cool out and so on and to relax. But you know what happened? True that they down there ain't look so clean now. The customer what we used to get down there, they gone other places, spread out, gone Port Sante, gone this place, and you know, we barely making the money now no more because what down there is not suitable now, ain't healthy enough for decent people to come and sit down and spend a little while. I know people say, remember good when I open a morning time, they'll find friends will come and lime. And then they leave drinks for friends and tell them when so-and-so come give them this drink and they're coming back 12 o'clock. And they're coming back 4 o'clock. And some of them people used to lime them until 9, 10 in the night. No, you know, I say that. I always sit down there like it is some kind of swamp place, more smoking and this and there's a nation war. I believe what the government do something wrong. Tell them smoke with the level. They're free to buy smoking, so people them not care, you know what I see right now? Announcer. I see people wrapping it big time and just guide there like it is a piece of bread you're eating. You know? I went through the last Friday to pick up something. And I just got to run out of it so quick, because it's nothing but that licking, knocking you down, man. If you steady nearly an hour, so tell me reach out to the, you don't even know which bus to catch to come home. So we need to come down on our health system drop. From the time the gentleman leave the health center a couple days ago, the health system drop. And there's a lady again used to work up at the tourism. We used to pick up the money. She used to come and say that how the place down there look, you know, but sometimes bathroom down there is so messy. If you say messy today. By tomorrow the bathroom clean. Not even tomorrow, by this afternoon the bathroom clean up. You ain't see nobody come absorb him, they were tired, used to complain. Hey, don't go pipe bust there, you know. Otherwise you better go your own. People sitting, you know, cement and so to fix it, eh? Otherwise, nobody come in. There's somebody up there used to do that. Mm-hmm. But the water will be just running. Nobody coming. So I think our health system dropped bad, and we need to go to concern about it. I remember the fire truck used to come around on Saturday night and clean down the place, hose down the place. I like this a weekend coming up. They would have him come in tonight, Friday night, and hose down the place. So tomorrow you pass through there fresh. Down there gone to the dog like we're in the next Irish town. We used to see the only thing you see these people laying down in the drainage, you know, nothing. We health system dropped the law. But if you try out the water, the greasy water, you should know you brush it down with a little pine salt, a little, Clorox. Every morning, there's a container right there to the front. And the woman just laying go she grease the water. And if you fall, I tell you, if I know I watch myself coming up there last week I in town, do you? I would make a thing and you know that going to slide me under the bridge, damage me up, you know. Because there's a bridge there. They just come down and wash down the place for the fufu or the hufu or the mufu. So they go wash down there too. And I find they don't put the garbage right there too.
Okay, caller.
Start to run around.
Okay, caller. We have a paid segment coming up via phone. Okay, so we're gonna have to end this call because we have a paid segment coming up on the phone, and we have to free up the phone for TDC to call in. Okay, so. Yeah, so we are going to be hooking up with TDC momentarily.
Yes, we are.
Yes, so I think... Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, hi.
We've been at this littering thing for decades now, right? And...
Okay, Mr. McMahon, I was actually expecting this to be TDC, but can you be as brief as possible?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that it's ordinary people who are doing it, okay? And if they don't have enough pride to keep the place clean, I don't know what else we can do, all right? And I shouldn't say what else we can do because government for ages have been talking about a sewage system for Bastia. Look at if you compare Port Zante Port Zante area with the Inner Bastia area, you see a stark difference. If we can get a switch system on the ground going, I think that would make a big difference. And one last thing with regards the smoking, right? I think we had come to a conclusion that smoking is bad, period. Okay? And it seems as if we're edging back to a different place, right? This is not anti-marijuana use because it can be applied in other ways, but I think we all agree that smoking is bad, and I'm not sure that we should, as somebody posted, that government should be encouraging smoking, okay? But definitely with this switch system, geez, man, we must be the last country in the OECS that don't have a switch system, and we're not prioritizing it, unfortunately. Okay.
Thank you for your contribution. We should have Dominic from TDC. Dominic, if you could hear us, please call in.
So I guess in the meantime we can chat. 90 minutes after 9.
He is trying to get on though.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be easier if we call him?
No.
Hello?
Well, hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, my friend, Mr. McMahon. Sewage is not the problem, you know. It's the people them are throwing the thing them all over the place. You hear what Bonnie say? The woman won't clean on where she cook. She throw she greasy food right there where people walk. Could throw down people, so the sewage is not the problem. And if we want to see whether you got ordinary people or what, all people who sit down in office, a lot of them, I wouldn't name the gender. Just watch them when they mature. See where they mature. It's chewing gum. And when they're done with that, they ain't going out in the garbage because throw it away. Stick it up under the desk. Go in a restaurant in St. Thomas in Crazy Cow, and you see how much chewing gum under there. A carpenter went in there one time, go do some carpentry work. And when he see what underneath there, he had to go change the blade. And he power saw. The amount of chewing gum people stick up underneath there. So nastiness begin inside and then it spread out outside on the street. That is all I call back to say. Thank you very much for listening, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Dominic? Okay.
Okay, I just spoke to him. So
okay, you spoke to him.
Yes, so I'm hoping he's I can't believe. Okay, I'm not even going to answer that because that might be somebody else again gumming up the works.
check the chat. I'll send you something. He said you could call that.
Okay. Yeah. So we are awaiting TDC, and as soon as we get them, we will be joining Dominic. We have a whole bunch of calls coming here. I'm actually. Oh, come on, man. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Since we have the callers, let's take the callers.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm just calling to say we are approaching the 25th of August. That when Kim Collins get crowned, right?
That's his holiday. Yes, that's the holiday.
No, we having a holiday, but I see think it's like they appreciating Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Because not even the children them don't know what the 25th of August means.
Yes.
Hey,
some people went away, them youths went away, and we now want to in the Carifta little metal.
Okay.
Not about them now.
Okay,
caller. 2 weeks, and that's it.
Yes, caller, you make a good point, but we have to take a call from.
We got to keep appreciating the people. Not just 2 weeks, a week, and that's it.
Well said.
The other country bigging up the people anytime, the time and the year and the month and the day come round, they're getting big up. But saying it's like 2 weeks, they wash it down in the drain and that's it. Yeah, we got to appreciate Kim Collins because Kim Collins started.
Yes.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Okay, so Dominic says he's calling. I'm not seeing
Mhm.
anything. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
9:23, and he's saying he called. I didn't see any call.
Mhm.
Okay, so Dominic, you probably need to use. Okay, let's see what happens. Hello, Island T.
Hello, good day.
9:23 till you get Dominic.
Yes.
Let me go on. So why you don't feel, why you don't tell people stop call and make that about what the problem is with Dominic?
I honestly don't understand. He said he's calling. He said it rang out, but I didn't see any phone ringing. So.
If he calling, tell people stop call Dominic a call.
Yes, I'm trying. I didn't want to be, didn't really want to be rude and do that, but good point. True. Okay, hold on. Okay, So, Dominic, please call if one doesn't work, you can just use the other.
Yes. Okay. So, just looking at what we've discussed, so many things. We have Whip Monday on Monday. We have the sports that is going to be happening. The St. Kitts Nevis Athletic Association, they're going to be hosting clubs meet, and so we're looking forward to that. We are definitely looking forward to that. And just looking through some of, while we wait for Dominic, that there was a brawl at the Charlestown Secondary School. And this is from Loop News. We will have seen the video in circulation with a group of students attacking one student. And in Loop News, there's a screenshot of the video of Wednesday's fight at the Charlestown Secondary School. And the Nevis Education Ministry probes classroom Charlestown Secondary brawl. The Nevis Ministry of Education said it has launched an investigation into the fight which took place at the Charlestown Secondary School on Wednesday. In a statement, the ministry said that it has possession of the videos of the fight, which have gone viral on social media. The matter is currently being investigated to ensure that we gather the information from the involved parties, the ministry said. The Ministry of Education takes matters of this nature very seriously, as this type of behavior has no place in the school environment. As such, this matter will be thoroughly investigated and will be dealt with expeditiously. The ministry added that its goal is to ensure that the school environment is child-friendly, and it will take steps to prevent violent behavior among students. So I guess we're going to get more as it relates to that. Investigations are being made as to, what happened. I mean, we saw the video, but we don't know the background story, and so we await that. Of course, the video went viral on social media, like most of the videos that are of that nature, especially when persons have seen such a, seen what is happening, and those things often go viral. And I am reading something here that was posted about 2 hours ago on Loop News, and it says, terrifying moment as South Korean plane door opens mid-air. Oh, that has to be very devastating, very traumatic. That has to be very, that's scary. A passenger opened a passenger opened an emergency exit door during assault. Also, it was the passenger opened. It wasn't a fault of the plane then. A passenger opened an emergency exit door during a South Korean flight on Friday, causing air to gust inside the cabin before the plane landed safely, airline and government officials said. Some people aboard the Asian Airlines Airbus A321 aircraft tried to stop the person from opening the door, but it was eventually opened partially, the transport minister said. The plane, with 194 people, were heading to South to the southeastern city of Daegu from the southern island Jeju. So the flight is normally about an hour, and details of the incident, including how long the door was open, were on the investigation, according to the Asiana Airlines. Video footage apparently taken by a person on board was posted on social media, shows some passengers here being whipped in the ear, blowing into the cabin through the open door. Police detained the unidentified person who opened the door, the airline said. The motive wasn't immediately known. I mean, imagine someone, that's horrifying. Why would you want to open the door while you are in flight? That's sad. That's horrifying, and I could only imagine the level of terror imposed on those passengers as the flights progressed. Luckily, based on the report, no one has been hurt. No one seemed to have been hurt based on the article that I read, and it seemed like everyone got safely to their destination. So that's a lot to give thanks for. So looking at as well, so in the Turks and Caicos, woman severely injured while snorkeling. So in the Turks and Caicos Island, the Department of Environment and Coastal Resources has released an official update on an incident on the water which occurred at the Boneyard dive site in Princess Alexandra National Park in Turks and Caicos. So apparently on May 24, 2023, a 22-year-old female visitor from Connecticut was seriously injured while snorkeling. And so...
thanks for your patience, yeah.
Oh, Dominic, you're here.
Dominic, go ahead.
Yes.
Good morning. The technology is not on our side today.
Apparently not.
No, but I feel as though I've gone into a whole lot of frame of mind. It's almost a technological thing. I'm working about 3 phones. So thanks for your patience, guys, and good morning. No, I'm still without tea because you guys didn't give me a nice mug, so I'll have some water instead. This morning, TDC, we'll be talking about hurricane preparedness. And we want to make sure, I think it's already started out to be an active hurricane season.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that, our customers and clients are prepared for this year's hurricane season. And today we are going to be speaking with Ms. Oyaka Nisbet from our newest branch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd now like to introduce her. This isn't her first, but she'll be speaking about a number of possible policy requirements and how to make sure that you're prepared. Good morning, Ms. Nisbet. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Okay, you guys heard Ms. Nisbet, right? On the other
Yes,
end?
we hear her.
Okay, good. Great. All right. So Ms. Nisbet, could you tell us in terms of your policy and so on, since you're representing TDC Insurance, what does one policy cover in the event of a hurricane?
Your policy will provide cover for damages from rain and storm surges. So you're supposed to have insured perils, hurricane coverage, earthquake, and so forth.
Are there any specific requirements that we would need to follow to make sure that your property is protected? Because it already started off as an active season. Yeah, it is.
That is true. We recommend the customers to mitigate their loss in terms of securing their property for upcoming storms. So you would secure your windows, any loose lying furniture or equipment lying around, you secure them. Installing hurricane shutters and making sure that they're adequately protecting your windows and your home. Some of the things we would recommend. customers.
Now, in the event that your property is damaged, what should you do from an insurance standpoint? Because some persons, you know, the property is damaged during a storm or hurricane, and you know they feel at a loss. What are some of the advice that you could give to some persons if their property is damaged?
If your property gets damaged during a hurricane, whatever you should do is contact the insurance provider as soon as is possible.
When you contact your provider, what are some of the details that you should provide to them?
What you should provide is details. Is it a total damage gone? You should also take some of the damages. What would have been lost in terms of furniture? Your furniture got wet and stuff like that. So those are some of the things that we would require. We would send an adjuster to mitigate the damages after the process of the claim.
Okay, so now that you mentioned the word claim, how quickly can I claim? Because I want to make sure that I have my place up and running, especially if it's a business.
You can claim as business is back to normal. However, the claim process does take a while. We still need to get an estimate from you of their damages. So let's say, for instance, if it's gone, you would need to get a contractor to give you an estimate of how much it's going to cost to replace your roof. As well as we would need to get that pertinent information as soon as possible so we can start the process.
Are there any additional coverages or coverage that I should consider to protect my property? I mean, it might just be property insurance, but there might be some other elements that I might need to protect. Sorry, maybe the contents. Could you tell us if there are any additional covers that insurance would cover?
We do cover your contents, but your contents is a separate value to your building. So normally with your building, what is covered is your furniture, your fixtures, which is cabinets, those kind of things that are fixed, that are attached to the building. So now loose stuff like your chair, your fridge, your stove, those are your contents, and those you should cover separately. So you would have a value placed on those. Let's say you have a value of 20,000, 30,000. You should cover your contents amount separately for the building.
What about things like flooding and debris and so on? These things happen during a hurricane. That's part of the coverage, or that's additional?
Basically, within PDC policies, those are covered.
So there will be no need for an additional part of that, so those are covered.
Unless your policy will take the full coverage, and let's say you take a fire-only policy, then some of those are included. But once you take the full policy, a full policy, everything is included. In terms of your flooding, burst pipes, of your those kind of things are included. We do have certain exclusions when you talk about like riot, anything. Some of those are excluded.
Now, we're just about a couple of days before the Atlantic hurricane season begins. What basic steps should one take to prepare for the season in the event that we do get one? From an insurance company standpoint.
From an insurance company standpoint, the first thing I would say, make sure you have coverage, first of all. So ensure that you are up to date with your insurance, and so you will be covered during the hurricane season. That's number one. In terms of your property, ensure that your property is adequately insured for the correct reinsurance value. That means then that if the replacement value what it cost you in the event that your house is damaged, and not that you are covering just because I owe the bank $100,000, I'm covering it for $100,000, but my property is $750,000. You way underinsured in terms of a case like that. In terms of your windows and doors, make sure that they're properly secured. Roof not leaking, you check to make sure those things. And some of those things are checklists that you should do, as well as the normal hurricane security checklist, flashlights, provision for at least a week, drinking water, those kind of things. From an insurance standpoint, I would recommend that persons do, especially checking to make sure that they have the proper coverage during the hurricane season.
Azad?
Yes, yes.
Any questions for the expert?
Well, I no questions. I think that the questions were adequately answered. There's just one thing I want to reiterate, and what she said. Usually, persons take an insurance based on the fact of how much they're paying back, and not the true value of the house. And so that is something that I think persons need to understand, that you are valuing not how much you owe the bank, but the value of the house.
Agreed. So Ayaka, could you tell us, I know this isn't a plug for TDC Insurance Company Limited, but could you tell us where you're located in the event that callers would like to know about their policy and how to be prepared for the season?
TDC Insurance Nevis branch is located in the Longstone building on Main Street, Charlestown.
So Oyaka is actually calling from Nevis. So on the St. Kitts end, we're located on the West Independent Square and Bank Streets for those persons who want to know. And for persons who want to call, you can call 469. This is for the Nevis. We'll start with the Nevis number first. It's 469-5430. Or in St. Kitts, you can use 465-2511. And our office will be more than happy to dispatch you to the TDC Insurance Company for those persons who would like to be prepared. If you'd like to know more about your policy, if you'd like to know how to prepare, if you'd like to know what your policy covers, if you'd like to speak with one of our professional staff, this is an opportunity to do so before the season starts. Any other question, my dear friends?
No questions for
me. Since we're doing it, I can't see, so I have to do this virtually.
Yes, the technology. Well, no questions for me. I want to say thank you to TDC for keeping us aware and for educating and enlightening us on what their insurance policy is all about.
Thank you kindly for the opportunity. And of course, we will be back sometime during the season. This isn't a one-off because we want to ensure that, our customers and clients understand the importance of being prepared this hurricane season, as well as understanding their policy, what it covers and what it doesn't cover, how to also get additional coverage in the instance that you might need additional coverage. And of course, this is a journey that we will be continuing throughout the hurricane season, which I mentioned earlier has started off to be quite an active one. I was just looking at some footage from the weatherman, and we've already had three known possible storms that might happen. He's been monitoring them. So this is an opportunity now for persons, including the listeners, to start thinking hurricane season 2023.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Azard, Candice, and Jamster for having us on Island Tea. Oyaka, the expert, thank you kindly, and we look forward to having you back on Island Tea. I sound like I'm in the studio, but thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Dominic. Yes.
You're welcome, and have a good day.
You likewise. Thank you so much.
Okay, great.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay, Dominic. So we're gonna.
Thanks.
Yes, great. So it's 9:42. So we're gonna have we have Tim here ready for Fireproof. So
yes,
we're gonna take a quick break and come back with Fireproof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Found the sound 98.9 Win FM.
Pump it up with Quicks. One pump and you're pumping. Dishes done, you're smiling. Pump it up with Quicks. Keep pumping. Pump it up some more. Pump it up. Grease is gone for sure. Pump it up. All your dishes fixed. Pump it up. Pump it up with Quicks. I don't want a dirty sink. Keep pumping up with Quicks now. Clean that sink. Pump it up some more. Pump it up. Grease is gone for sure. Pump it up. All your dishes fixed. Pump it up. Pump it up with Quicks. Pump it up.
Fruta, taste the real Fruta. Enjoy the real Fruta. Refreshing juice of every day. Whoa, Fruta. Drink the real Fruta. Your favorite Fruta. The natural taste is Fruta. Fruta.
Your favorite fruit has got a new skin with real juice within. Drink the real Fruta. Enjoy the real joy.
Taste the real Fruta. Enjoy the real Fruta. Refreshing juice of every day is Fruta.
Fruta, juiced right.
Well, it's 17 minutes until 10 o'clock, and it's time for Fireproof.
Yes,
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we're in studio. So we are here with Timothy. We are here with Timothy, and we're going to talk about what happened in Guyana. So, go ahead, Tim.
Hi, good morning, Azard. Good morning, Jamster. Good morning, listening audience. Well, this is not a topic that we an enthused topic by any means. No, we want to the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services. We want to convey condolences to the residents and country of Guyana, recognizing that last Sunday there was this terrible fire which caused the lives of a few students from the Madia village secondary school, and any life that is lost through such tragedy is not a nice one at all. So we want to convey our condolences to citizens and residents of Guyana. Now, upon viewing an article that was written, he spoke about that one of the causes, reasons why so much lives might have been lost was due to the fact that the school was heavily bad. Fortified, so to speak. I would assume the school being mainly girls, they saw the need to protect their females from outside intruders, etc. Thus having whether the doors are windows heavily bad. I remember we would have spoke about burglar bars, the effects of burglar bars, where it keeps intruders out, but you as an occupant of the building, in the event of an emergency, it keeps you in, it traps you inside, So we just want to have a little bit of conversation regarding, burglar bars and what you can do to ensure that you create a safe path out, even though you have burglar bars.
And this is something that, when the EMT was here, and then on the show last week, I would have asked about, the construction of homes, emergency response, and having a plan in the event of an emergency, because now you're thinking, in addition to constructing your homes, or another food for thought is, what if there's an emergency? What's the plan in my home? How do I exit? What are we supposed to do? So I think those are considerations that persons should be making in their homes, considering how the structure of their home is. Yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, we're encouraging everyone to create an emergency evacuation plan for your home. It is important. No matter if you have just young persons in the home, or even you have elderly persons in the home, that makes it even worse. You have to find a way to get those elderly ones out of the home safely.
I'm even thinking, if you have small children, you must have a conversation with them.
Of course.
And say to them, in case something happens, this is what you do. This is what, so because if you're a small child and, you're not aware of what to do to escape, because as you see, you might have certain things there that prevent people from coming in, but it still also prevents you from going out. A small child might not be aware of how to get out using certain things, so you have to have a conversation with the children and let them know, in the case of an emergency, this is what you do, especially in these, I don't want to say smart homes based on the fact that what's going on right now, but we are homes that have become, in a sense, technologically advanced when you incorporate the technology. Because I am told that there are even some homes where you can, be away and still have the lights on.
Yes.
And you can communicate So, just making sure that whatever type of home you have and the technology that is involved, that you also educate the younger persons, the younger children in the home, so they are able to make an informed decision at the time. God forbid that there will be a time.
And don't ever feel like your child is too small to have that conversation with them. All it needs is a bit of reinforcing from time to time. Go over it, go over the plan for the home, periodically. And, they might even remind you of certain things that they need to do, because the schools, they do have a bit of conversation with them pertaining to safety in the home, etc. So maybe something that we might not have thought of, a child could bring it to light and have you say, hey, I need to put that.
And now you mentioned the schools as well. Has there been any intervention, maybe from fire and rescue, as relates to doing maybe demonstrations in school in the unlikely event that there is a fire? What to do?
Yeah, well, that is a conversation that we are having with the Ministry of Education. We want to do more within the schools, whether it be inspections, going out and doing presentations to the students as well. So we are having that conversation, and we're looking forward to that bearing fruits.
Okay.
Yeah, so back to the burglar bars.
Yes.
Now, where the burglar bars are concerned, you can construct the burglar bars in a way that it is on hinges, where with a locking mechanism on one end, hinges on the next, so that in the event of an emergency, you can unlock that burglar bar. And I have seen them in St. Kitts.
Okay.
And I have also, just recently, I was having a conversation with someone, and they also indicated that they have that set up as well. So it is not a case where we in the Federation don't use it, but we are asking the wider public to start to think about that in terms of getting your burglar bars set up in a way that it can open like a window, and so that you are able to get out. Note the type of window as well. You may need to make some changes to your window. Put in a window that can accommodate you getting through it, versus a window that you just can't get through. You made the adjustment to the burglar bars, yes, but if the window is not conducive for you getting through it, then it makes no sense. Yeah. So something to think about.
Definitely, especially as we have these incidences occurring, and even though it wasn't an incident in St. Kitts and Nevis, it's a tragic incident, and it's one that we could learn from the mistakes.
Yes.
And try to ensure that such doesn't happen. I mean, the loss of life, 19, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And then you of course from reading the article, there was a 5-year-old child involved. The caretaker for the dormitory had a 5-year-old there, and that 5-year-old lost his life.
That's terrible. Terrible. That's very terrible, because you look at it's so much destruction and so much loss of life, and I know investigations are being made, and there was the allegation that it was started by one of the girls. That's one of the I know when Candy was here, Candy was mentioning that, and so if that is true, then I mean, you do one thing, and then it leads to a chain reaction where you destroy the home, but you also destroy, and you also have committed so many deaths.
Yeah, and I know the fire services, they would have done all within their power to extinguish that fire.
Yeah.
I mean, the article said that they had to make several trips to get water. And the fire tender can only hold so much water. At some point in time, that water is going to finish, and we have to go and replenish that truck and come back. So I could just imagine, the ordeal where you're hearing screams, etc., coming from the structure. The fire department gone to get water. It's not a wonderful feeling at all.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. And I could just imagine the parents. The parents. It's just devastating on all fronts.
Now, for that region in Guyana, that was, like I said, that was the second major incident that they had, because in 2010 they had a fire that swept through their town. A lot of businesses were lost.
Yeah.
So that brings me to mind to touch on the businesses them here.
Yeah.
The businesses them here, they need to implement fire prevention techniques and procedures in order for them to keep their businesses safe. When we look at the town of Bastille, the businesses are very close. So it only takes fire to break out in one business place, and that can affect so many other businesses. So I'm appealing to the businesses of Bastille to be fire safety conscious. Engage the fire department. Have us come to do an inspection of your premises. Look for avenues where you can put a fire extinguisher. Have a smoke detector that can trigger a warning.
Yeah.
So you know for a fact that, hey, something is happening in the adjacent room, let me jump on it real quickly. So, we just want to encourage our business places to be proactive and not reactive. Don't wait until a situation happens, then you say, hey, next time I need to do this.
I have two questions since last week. I have been upbraided for not asking them last week.
Go right ahead, Johnson.
Yeah, the question was, how many gallons of water do our fire trucks carry, and how long does it take to refill?
All right, so the fire truck in Bastille, that carries 1,000 gallons of water. We have two in Bastille that carries 1,000 gallons. The one at Tabernacle and Sunny Point, they carry slightly a less amount. It's 750. The trucks in the outstations need to be a little smaller because the roads and etc. that they have to, maybe corners that they have to take to get into certain alleyways, etc.
What about that little express vehicle y'all have? It has a small tank, right?
It does have a small tank.
Like how much?
That is, I think, 350.
Okay.
I think it's a 350 tank.
Okay. The other question was, shouldn't fire prevention measures be mandatory?
It should be. It should be. We are looking to get some legislations and so passed, and with having the legislations passed, then it would give us the authority to say, hey, even for homes, business places would be a must. But even for homes, that residents, have to have certain things in place in order for.
I don't think you gave how long it took to refill.
No, that would depend on the pressures of the water within the hydrant. So we have some hydrants produce more pressure than some. So and especially maybe in the evening times when the water pressure in the home drops considerably. That may take even longer. So given a specific timeline, I won't be able to say given a specific timeline, but it all depends on the pressure of the hydrant.
Okay. That makes sense. But in terms of the fire regulation, I know in the US and so they can. Do you all have those kind of powers where you can go and shut down say a dance if you feel like, okay, in the event of a fire, how are all these people gonna have egress from the building? Is there emergency exit? Can you guys?
We need additional legislative laws to give us that backbone.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know, as you know about in the States, and so the fire department can just come and shut you down. So you have a party, you might be having a house party, and maybe it's an apartment, or you might have the one, and they might say, well, no, you can't do this.
Based on the occupancy,
yes,
etc.
And they might say, well, there's no fire exit and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we are looking to make some improvements to our service, and to serve the persons of the Federation a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Okay.
So guys, I mean, we have a very mellow Friday based on what has happened, and we just want to echo that everyone safety first.
Yes, indeed.
And what happened in Dominica, not Dominica,
Guyana,
was a very sad thing, and let's just hope all these incidents are teachable moments for the people who follow the news, and the people who want to be conscientious about safety and fire safety and all that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, so 10 o'clock, that's going to do it for Fireproof and Island Tea. We have no Sandra Quilly this morning on Your View, so we're going to have
Spin Cycle,
Power Hour next. And Timothy wishing you guys, Timothy and AZ wishing you guys a great Monday
Yeah.
weekend.
Thank you very
You
much.
too, Jam,
Same to you,
sir.
man.
Great.
Yes.
Take care.